Hello guys, and welcome to this brand new episode of IKNO F1's YouTube channel. This is my first video, and I want to talk about the team I was supporting through the entire 2020 season, which was Renault, and what went wrong with them as they ended up P5 in constructors and lost the midfield battle long before their rivals, despite having a clear shot at it. But before we begin, let's roll this intro. So guys, as we all know that this year's midfield battle was one of the main reasons why F1's 2020 season was so exciting. As we finally saw some close competition between the teams, and probably the best compared to past recent years. The teams mainly featured in this midfield battle was Renault, Racing Point and McLaren, and as we all know that McLaren won it and came out as the top midfield team. But the teams behind them were not that far and had a proper chance for the same position. And today, as I mentioned earlier, we'll be analyzing the scenario from Renault's perspective, and we'll try to figure out why they ended up 5th in the Constructors' Championship and lost the midfield battle for P3 long before their rivals, whether they had a chance to win P3 in the first place or not, and if they had, at what point did they lose it. So, coming to whether they had a chance to win P3 in Constructors or not, I think yes, they definitely had a chance at it, and with the developments that they showed over the years and the new aero changes that they had in 2020 season, they had a chance to finish the highest among the other midfield teams. And with Ferrari's downfall this year, the place for which all midfield teams fought for was P3. And despite their poor start at the beginning of the season, they were able to fight back, and at San Marino GP, the gap between these teams was just 1 point, with Renault at P3 with 135 points and McLaren Racing Point right behind them with 134 points. And the reason why they ended up in P5 was pretty simple. They lacked consistency in the final 4 races, where McLaren became ultra consistent and scored points in double digits for all the remaining 4 races, and Racing Point, which earned a podium in Turkey and pulled off a blinder in Sakir, with Sergio Perez winning the race and Lance having a podium at the very same time. Renault, on the other hand, was struggling for big points as they scored points in single digits in 3 out of those 4 races and eventually lost the battle. But before answering at what point did they lose it, I need to show you some data before. So what I did was, I took all the 17 races and I divided them into 4 rounds. Okay, so let's see what this data has to offer. I'll be analyzing the points scored by them in these rounds, right? So in round 1, after the first 5 races, Renault having a poor start, not finishing top 5 in any of those races. So Renault having a poor start, and Renault scores just 36 points, while on the other hand, McLaren, after having a podium in Austria, bags 52 points, and Racing Point eventually scored around 56 points, but after their 15 point reduction, which were charged at them for copying Mercedes, they were 41 points. I'm deducting that in the first round itself. Coming on to round 2, Renault improves a bit and scores 47 points, right? But their rivals, the other midfield teams, McLaren scored 54 points and Racing Point, on the other hand, scores 51 points. Yeah, 51 points. At this time, McLaren led all the 2 rounds of this midfield battle. Okay, and Renault is nowhere near. But at the round 3, Renault scores 52 points and absolutely smashes every other team, right? While McLaren scores 28 points and Racing Point scores 42 points. Renault won it. Renault wins round 3. And as I mentioned earlier in this video that they were not consistent in the final 4 races, we all see this. Renault scores 46 points and McLaren and Racing Point scores 68 and 61 respectively. So that's the data. Now at what point did Renault lose it? As at the San Marino GP, The difference between them is just 1 point, and Renault is leading with 1 point. Yeah, the consistency in the last 4 races comes up, but for me, where they lost it was round 2. Okay, and in Monza, the 8th race of the season. If you guys follow F1, you guys knew that Renault blew up. They had a very good chance to score big in Monza, and the radio conversations of Esteban Ocon and Daniel Ricciardo clearly said the same, right? So let's just assume if Renault scores around 28 points, okay, around 28 points if they scores, if not 28, at least say they'll score around 22 points, okay. What happens if Renault scored 22 points in Monza? They will lead the round 2. They will score 57 points, okay, and McLaren on the other hand 54, and Racing Point on 51. If everything goes same at round 3, Renault will lead with 10 points ahead of them, okay. And if they had scored in Turkey, at least at the places where they could have at the places where they qualified, right, they clearly had a clear chance at the P3, although the consistency part is much more responsible for Renault not getting the P3 in constructors. But for me personally, it was Monza. Like, they clearly had a chance at it, but still they blew it up. So I was supporting Renault all throughout the season because Danny Ricciardo is my favorite driver, and I really like Esteban Ocon as a driver. His performance is a topic of another video. I'll talk it some other day, but yeah, for me as a Renault fan, Monza was more than Pierre Gasly's win. It was clearly a missed opportunity for Renault as well. So guys, thank you for watching this video till here. I don't like to request my viewers to subscribe, but my content is the engine to an F1 car, but your subscription will act like MGUK for it, so consider this statement. Thank you guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, bye.